swept Sentinels, who I guess arguably thought were the best team here. But we got some Star-Lord action here on the defense for 100 Thieves as they await what's going to be the rotation from Rad, and if they're going to be setting up a teleport. Got to go scout for that.
Absolutely, and as you say that, the teleport does come through instantaneously on to the backside of the first point. 100 Thieves on the high side. Terra looking to put some damage out, build up that alt charge, 9% and climbing. And as you see, manually on the high ground on the other side, forcing eyes to look in different direction, making a play on to the back, and immediately gonna be taking out, wow, Delena. I thought it was going after the Venom, but Delena does fall there. Really well done on the side of Rad.
So far, so good. The defense, especially this Venom that's able to just perch up, and Vinny who can collapse on the back line, and mainly just a lot of disruption. I think the new Venom, just the buffs, has been able to get some more executions, but this attack from Rad is starting to crumble, especially when you're starting to miss some of these key strategists. Everyone is quite low, so, but I mean, that was just the first fight, nothing to worry about, but it's looking like a Delena diff, at least on the Hela.
Yeah, there's two more there as Harvey going to be taking out Len as well. Just like that, the team's going to have to respawn, reset, and try again. And you can see already here, Vinny at about 91% on alt charge there for Venom is an insane start. Getting that early allows them to make that play before the supports. Strategists do get their ultimates ready. So here we go again for fight 2 as they try to make a start here with the front line of Doctor Strange taking some space. And the fight begins now. Harvey onto the backside, just trying to put out some damage. There goes the lockdown from Invisible, throwing that shield onto the right side, allowing that opening. You can see here, when it comes to these pro players, they play a lot around these buildings. You do see in ladder a lot of teams fighting down main, but it really shows the importance of the understanding of this game as we pop immediately. Terra going to be using the ultimate back and forth on both sides. Which Star-Lord is going to get the first pick, and down goes Abs with a great takedown as manually falls as well. Terra on an absolute tear, if you will.
I love to see that. This is his world, and on defense to be so proactive, not letting Rad Esports kind of complete these rotations, because really you're looking for the initial damage, headshots, body shots, anything that your Hela can provide to signal to Len that that is the moment to engage. But really, 100 Thieves aren't just going to sit by and let that happen. I like the early initiative of the Galactic Legend, and although there was maybe some cover, it really didn't affect someone like Terra, who pounced on them.
Yeah, it was a really smart decision-making process here. I like the way they handled that fight. They reset, they played it slow, and they made things happen. They were really limiting in terms of their ultimate usage, which is obviously a sign of just such a high level of play. Still sitting on ults across the board. There is an advantage on the side of Rad Esports right now with ultimates. Let's see how this next fight shakes out.
Immediately Vinny and forces out the fate of both worlds, but this could be a good fight, one of the best chances when there's only 1 minute left from Abs. And there's the Eye of Agamotto that may have just been blocked, and here's the response from the defense, but there's some ults from the side of Rad Esports.
Manually going to be taking out Delena initially. Terra going to trade right back with Manually as it does even out the numbers. One down on both sides. They are going to be pressing right now. And oh, another pick from Vinny on to Len as the numbers go in the side of 100 Thieves, who retake priority and are continuing to hold this point.
This is tough. Rad now just trying to advance through the high ground. Good scouting from Vinny. He's gonna get pulled early by that invisible woman and gets hit by the Frozen. So Vinny's trying to escape, but there's a Galactic Legend going down, and Rad Esports are trying to scratch out that armor that we were talking about from 100 Thieves, and it's just not really going well.
Yeah, it's getting difficult here. You're starting to see the panic set in right as Terra is going to take out Len again. Spenny going to fall to the arms of Vinny, making that happen once more. They are staggering now, and it's just a matter of making sure they can fall or try to tuck. They are trying to get on point. They do manage to get on point as Chime falls. Abs falls, at 100 Thieves are going to be holding them at point 1.
That is a tough pill to swallow if you're Rad, because they just had to be ready to take a fight at any moment with just how confident 100 Thieves are, especially in this matchup, because the biggest question I had was whether 100 Thieves were going to fully respect Rad. What kind of goofiness can we see? And maybe I wanted to gift a map from Rad just to be able to surprise us, but to be pretty full health like that says a lot about how 100 Thieves came prepared.
Yeah, I mean, it was just one of those moments you see the teams just having to be calm in a very stressful situation. You could tell just by the way they were playing, they were composed, they were slow, they understood when things needed to happen instead of just forcing ultimates at the wrong time. You love to see experience like that, but it does put a ton of pressure here on Rad Esports to make something happen on defense. They really got to hold, and you know that every single pick is going to count. So it's going to be, I'm assuming, a little more of a slow style of play from them. They are going to be just trying to ensure they can get through this first point, at least try to get their confidence back a little bit, but we'll find out very shortly here.
16 eliminations from Terra. Are you serious? He was always on the hunt, always popping those Galactic Legends early. And I think there's only five eliminations registered for Rad entirely. And I'm sure this is such an intimidating matchup to go into, but you really have to approach this as any team is beatable. But now you have to try and play for the draw or possibly the win if you can have an insane defense. Rad did get some of that objective done, but Terra, the solo player, already being aggressive on the front end, forcing the other Star-Lord to disengage early, and did force the teleport back from the Hela, so good space from Terra.
Yeah, Terra really owning the ground right now, showcasing his ability to make sure that he can buy space and create space as a duelist. And they are starting to take that pressure. And now Harvey with some great positioning, gonna take out Connie as they are gonna use that power to press forward onto the point. Chime does take out Terra. Vinny falls too, and they are gonna regain positioning. Rad Esports with a great job staying calm and turning this fight around, just barely missing. Oh, Harvey does fall anyway. Really well done there by Len. Chime gonna take out SJP, and there is gonna be a reset.
Ooh, geez. To be able to keep the storm back of 100 Thieves says a lot about the resilience of Rad. But now you're kind of really depending on Abs and this fate of both worlds to sustain them for as long as they can, while 100 Thieves are still building up towards their own ultimates. But Delena, the goddess of death that can just reign above, is what I'm looking forward to building. But 100 Thieves have already started to be aggressive on not only the point, but the high ground as Chime tries to be involved.
Yeah, sitting here on the Star-Lord, ready to make a play. They do pop invis just like that. They are going to hold Rad, trying to use that to buy some space. If they do press forward, you will be seeing that ultimate you mentioned here shortly. Luna going to start dancing and holding the back line. Len going to take some space back and put some pressure on TTK, who is very low and is going to fall as they once again take over priority as Terra falls as well. The ultimate favor is going to be inside of 100 Thieves right now, though, which will be a massive ability or chance for them to make a play here on the next set of attacks.
Oh, there's so many ults from 100 Thieves. This could be what breaks open the point and possibly gives them the map win, which would be series point in this best of 3. And they're already speeding on in. Fate of both worlds at the ready. Gonna be popped soon there from 100 Thieves.
Yeah, here we see Delena. You're talking about that 1v1 battle between the two of them, and there it goes as it is showcased. Delena gonna get one, not only one, but two as Connie falls. Spenny gonna fall to the side of Vinny. Delena taking 3, getting a triple. Will they be getting more KOs? TTK trying to pop a panic. I have Agamotto. No, it doesn't matter. It is gonna be over for this side of Rad Esports as 100 Thieves take home the first round W.
Whew, but Rad are definitely able to win some fights. They forced about half the time being gone from 100 Thieves, and I think now you have to reconsider this Hela matchup. I don't obviously think that it was the Rad's Hela's fault, but if that's gonna be your best hero, then you gotta stick to it, I guess. But it's gonna be the team coordination, just looking at the stats, kind of Delena versus manually. That's gonna be the matchup I'm looking forward to. And it was actually more even than I thought. Maybe it was just more of a Star-Lord thing between Terra and Chime. And rather than focusing on the numbers, it was the opportunities that Terra created. Being able to
talking about, yeah, I mean, when you got a Wolverine on the field and you're playing Groot, he's a scratching post, right? You're just going to get diced up, and you better hope your Invis has that push ready. I mean, one of the counters for Wolverine alone is going to be that push and pull away to try to ensure your Vanguard gets a little bit more space without constantly being in the danger zone. As we see Rad here pressing in Len, going to try to buy some space with the walls, press forward, but they are just getting held in, locked in early by 100 Thieves. It must have been the teleport play off the rip, and here we go as Len try to put some damage onto the front line of TTK. TTK, one of the few controller users in the pro scene. Really exciting for a lot of the console folk out there to know you can do it on PC. It is possible. And here we go as the Wolverine. Terra trying to find the big tree, but takes Len back, starts dicing up, and down goes one.
Oh, it's really tough. Like, Rad are trying to set up around these Groot walls, and then you're just playing Ring Around the Rosie, and this Wolverine is already getting fantastic kidnaps. And when it rains, it pours. 100 Thieves then just dump in all their damage. And Rad really got to have a setup, and they got to be quicker. It's around this Ironwood wall from Len, and really centering your fight around that. It's going to provide that extra health. It's going to make things easier. It may even block up some line of sight if you want to deny one of these lanes around the central pillar. But Delena is going to be the one to take those off angles, and it will be him against Manulate once again. Terra fell off the map, though, during that kidnap. What?
I mean, we could have missed the push or pull by Invis there to make that happen, but a lot of the Wolverines see a Vanguard and say, you're coming with me no matter where it is, and they saw the edge of the map, try to make a play as we pop double-sided Invises, and we begin the next set of battles. Odds are in the favor here of 100 Thieves, who do have 4 ultimates ready. Harvey is going to have to pop his. There goes the Eye of Agamotto for TTK. They are going to make a play off it as Abs goes down. Here comes the backside push, and there goes 4 as 100 Thieves are at 70% on the point.
The key Eye of Agamotto for TTK to catch Abs at 99% to the fate of both worlds. If Abs would have lived, they could have turned around that fight with the ultimate. And now you have the Groot that could also block people off as they come in. You're going to have the Thorn Lashes on the top side, so maybe Rad could walk in and not be able to notice that. You also don't really want to worry about those walls. You want to worry about getting eliminations on the other side. And what is Terra doing?
An insane takedown. Terra is going to remove one. Rad's going to turn that around, though. Get the pick on Terra and Delena as numbers are in their favor, but unfortunately not enough to get to the point on time. And the first one is going to go to 100 Thieves.
What is Terra doing? Everything. It's your typical Wolverine experience. They're either feeding or they're feeding you the win. In that case, Terra still got away with an elimination in that moment. There's just so much proactivity from the 100 Thieves side, kind of reminiscent of the previous map on Shin Shibuya. Like, usually you don't even go past that doorway where Terra excelled at. That was so insane, like an insane asylum type of plays from the Wolverine. So again, is the thing gonna want to be considered? I mean, Len's not even the target, it's everybody else. So can Spenny maybe try to push away this Wolverine or pull him in before he's really ready to engage?
Yeah, you got to have some screws loose to be a Wolverine player. You got to be
Right?
willing to risk it all. And yeah, they are not afraid to do that as here we go for point 2. Gonna make the space. Will there be a teleport play off the rip? Yes, TTK gonna start that right now. Wolverine on his own as is tradition. A little bit of, you know what I'm saying, a loose cannon as you need to be. And here we go for the first fight onto the right side. The ultimates in favor here of Rad Esports, but the spacing in favor of 100 Thieves. TTK buying the shield, gonna reset here and use some natural cover, and down goes Connie up in the sky with Hella as they begin to put more pressure on. Down goes 2 and 3, and just like that, Delena gonna showcase how strong Hella can be in the sky.
You take an L if you're Rad, but you wish you pushed the envelope a little bit better on the previous round, because what's so unique about this game is that you can carry over ultimates into the next rounds. So 100 Thieves having the Goddess of Death that early, there's just so many problems to address as Rad we're trying to go down either lane, and you have to try and shoot the Hella down. So I think just taking an L quickly is good for Rad. They got to set up around this Eye of Agamotto from Connie, but you're not going to have that teleport, so you have to play this from front to back while worrying about where Vinny is going to set up these walls and who's going to kidnap you. And as Groot, I'm having a bad time. On top of the Luna freeze during that kidnap is insane teamwork from 100 Thieves.
Yeah, we do see a change here as we are going to be up in the sky here with Storm. Storm, an absolute presence, you know, a very frequent van in ladder. I do like to see that mix up. It's going to try to take a little bit away from the Wolverine, ensuring that Wolverine doesn't get as much value into 2 Vanguards. So the full team change there just by simply putting a flyer in the field might force the change off here by Wolverine. Diving towards the back line is going to reset. Terra holding on to the Wolverine, scratching ultimate, and we go again for the next fight, but still 100 Thieves holding on a point, and there goes the ultimate. Selena gonna follow up, make that almost even. Back and forth, Vinny gonna take out Chime, and just like that, 100 Thieves again gonna maintain positioning at almost 70%.
There was a full team stun on Rad, and pick your poison. Can't tell if it was the Wolverine ult or the strangling prison from the Groot. Rad couldn't do anything, and once again, Abs has the fate of both worlds, but if they are caught in the heat, they will not be able to deliver that saving grace. It is 82+% series point, match point for 100 Thieves.
Yeah, TTK just waiting here, using the natural cover to potentially pop over an Eye of Agamotto. The team is a really good position, similar to what Terra's doing here, using your third point of view perspective to jump over and make a play, and they are going to take down 1 as Connie falls early. Make that 2. Chime goes down on the Wolverine, did switch off that Storm there. The Groot ultimate's out, and it's not going to matter as Len falls too, and just like that, the fight going in the favor of 100 Thieves, cleaning up the rest of the squad, and that's going to be a W for 100 Thieves.
A W with a capital. Okay, there's a teleport for a last-second touch from Rad. Gotta commend the effort to try and stick to the same compositions to force the Groot mirror instead of worrying about the Venom, but there was no changes to the Duelist. There wasn't an answer to the Wolverine, and that was a tough hill to climb, like Mount Everest for Rad Esports. I think Shin Shibuya was a lot more even, of Rad being able to take a couple of fights and even get some of the objective captured, but clearly 100 Thieves have proven that there is no touching this armor. It's shining, it's sturdy, and they just may well be the best team in North America.
Yeah, I mean, it's a terrifying stat line here. You do see the final hit. Selena once again getting 10. Terra with